Hello. Hello, hello. Good to see everybody. Hope you're doing all right where you are. It's getting kind of gray and cloudy in Connecticut. It's cold. Hmm. Hello, hello, Melanie. Hi, Renee. Ah, I don't know if anybody else has been watching Seth Meyers, but he's been filming at home. And there's this little tiny closet behind him, and they've been making jokes about what's in the closet. I thought maybe I would add my own mystery to this. What is this giant moon in the background? uh, while we're waiting to start, a bunch of many years ago, 2000, I think it was, Pilobolus worked with this incredible local artist, Tommy Simpson, and we made a piece called The Garden of the Heart. And he designed this entire kind of whimsical garden sculptures. And this was one of the pieces, and it was performed at the American Craft Museum over a long weekend or 2 weekends. And it had a whole room-sized garden, and he is not able to make work anymore. And he and his partner contacted me and said, "Hey, we're going to throw this thing away if you don't want it." So now it's in my home. So, uh, um, oh my gosh, it's so good to see everybody. Hi, Dodie. I've seen you so many times. I miss you. Wish you were here. Hope you're well. Okay, so we're going to be doing some balance stuff today. If you were here last week, some of the things are going to be similar. This class we started 5 or 6 years ago here in our local area. We do it on tour. A lot of the people that come to the classes are people 55 and up because they're looking for balance. They're looking to try to stay connected to that. But it's really good at any time. I always tell my students, I know when I'm not teaching 3 classes a week of connecting with balance, I can tell that my balance is different and not as good. So I encourage you to, even if you're like, oh, I don't have any trouble with balance, still work with it, have fun, just move your body a little bit. We're going to start in a chair today. It could be a chair like mine. It could be the couch. It could be anything that you want to work on. I'm going to back up just a little bit. And you want to have your feet on the floor. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. So I'm not like laying back in the chair. So if you're able, sit forward so your feet can be down on the floor. And just take a minute, close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. We're going to do that one more time. Take a deep breath in. Next time you breathe in, let your head lift up. You can do this with your eyes closed or with them open. And then as you exhale, chin comes down to your chest. And we're just going to let this grow and build. So inhale, lift up. And exhale, chin down to your chest. You can start to round your upper back and shoulders. And the next time you come up, you can reach your arms up. Anything I'm telling you to do, if it doesn't work for your body, just skip it. Just do your own modification of it. As you exhale, coming back down into your lap, some of you might be able to go further forward, like over towards your legs. As you breathe in, reaching up. Don't feel like you have to match me in speed either. Go with your own body. Let's do one more. And reach up. And hands come back to your lap. I'm going to turn around to the front so you can see my face. And we're just going to turn our head side to side. Right and left. Trying to keep the shoulders still, right? So they're not moving with us at this time. And then a little side to side tilt. Back and forth, side to side. Good, some shoulder circles. If you've been sitting at a computer a lot, you might be feeling it here. Maybe reverse and go the other way. Hands circling. Reverse. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with our whole torso. So imagine you've got a rod coming out the top of your head and you're just making a circle around with your torso. You can support yourself with your hands here, going one way and then reverse, go the other way. And come back. And then we're going to do 1 foot at a time. So you could put your foot up. Oh, you get to see the bottom of my feet there. Or it could be on the floor. Going one way, trying to make sure both cameras can see, and then the other direction. You don't have to cross your leg like this. I'm really just doing it for the camera. And then let's switch to the other side. Although if you want to, go for it. And come back around the other direction. Good, we're gonna keep warming up our feet. I'm gonna back up just a little more. Maybe Facebook can see my feet. There we go. All right, so we're gonna pull the toes up, heels stay down, and then just tap your feet on the floor. Okay, both feet happening at the same time, matching it with my hands, so you don't have to do that. I'm gonna do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come up onto the balls of the feet, drop your heels down. You can go ahead and make some sounds. If you've got neighbors, maybe if you live in an apartment, they'll hear you down there. All right, now we're gonna come up, lift the toes up, lift the heels up, lift the toes up. You kids keep going. I'm gonna turn to the side so it kind of looks like this. Toes up, heels up, toes up, heels up. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, can you do one side toes up, one side heels up, heel up, and switch, and switch. So it's kind of like this is happening. I'm doing it with my hands too. That might help you if you're feeling a little like, I can't do all this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take your hands. Go ahead and like tap and massage a little bit those calves and shins. You might feel it a lot down the front, especially if you don't do that motion a lot. So just give it a little rub. You can move up to your legs, little massage. Same thing, one arm, move it up. Oh, that neck. Same thing, other side. Up to the neck. Oh, that feels good. I don't want to stop. Head, give your forehead a little squeeze. Maybe cheekbones, jaw. Back of the neck, base, where the head, the skull meets your spine. Good. Okay, we're going to do a little seated twist. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. Still sitting up. My right hand's going to go on my left knee. My left hand's going to hold on to the seat here, or it's in, with next to you, or it can go behind you. And sit up and twist and look back. You can be like this. You can have your hand on the edge, whatever works for you in the chair that you're in, or the couch. And come back, and we're going to go to the other side. So that hand on your knee. If it doesn't work to go to the opposite knee, you can do same side knee. Just anything to get a little purchase so you can twist. And one more time each way. These are just good basic stretches. You can do it anytime, especially if you're having to sit down a lot more or you find yourself sitting down a lot more. Switch it over to the other side. All right, last thing here. We're going to just reach forward like you're going to get up out of your seat and come back. Other hand reaches forward. So I'm kind of supporting myself with this hand that's not reaching. Forward and back. Good, you can just reach right towards me. And one more. Okay, good. We're going to come up out of the seat. If this move doesn't work for you, skip it. You can stay in your seat, or you can use something to help you get up. So a couple of options. You got to shift your weight forward, just like that reach we were doing. And you might reach out, grab something, pull yourself up off the chair and stand up. We're going to come back down. If you need to, you can put your hands there so you know that that seat is there. If you don't need your hands, you could reach them forward and lift yourself up. and come back down. You could also use your hands on your knees or your thighs. So, right, I could push myself up this way or push myself up with the seat. If I don't need it, maybe I can reach my arms up in the air as I come up. Come back down. Okay, one more time, all the way up. We're gonna come down, but don't sit. So I want you to come down and hover off the seat of the chair, almost there, and then stand back up. We're gonna do that 2 more times. If this move doesn't work for you, you could go as low as you want, or you could hold on to something, right? If you're able to go right over that chair, come back up. One more time. Hands could be forward, they could be on your lap, they could be crossed over your chest. Stand it right back up. Good. Okay, so we're going to be standing now. You could hold on to a counter. You could hold on to your chair. I'm going to use the chair today, even though I have this counter there, just as another example. And you could also do some of these things sitting down if you're not able to stand up. I'll try to show you some options here. So we're going to just keep warming up our feet. I want you to just pull your toes up off the floor and then let them come back down. Pull my toes up and down. 2 more. Good. Now we're going to let the toes stay down. Heels are going to come up. Any amount. It could be a little. It could be a lot, up until like tippy toes. And then come back down. Now you've got this chair or this counter or whatever in front of you. If you don't need it, take your hands away. Up and down with those heels. You could also have your hands on something, but kind of, I call it play the piano with your fingers. It means you're not going to grip it too tightly. Up and down. Let's do it one more time. This time you come up, stay there if you can. Hands on the back of the chair or the seat if you need it. See if you can turn your head to one side and turn your head to the other side. This will change it a lot. So don't worry if this makes you wobble and hold on. Don't worry about it. That's normal. Come back down. Good. All right. I want you to just bend your knees and straighten them. Again, if you don't need the chair, don't use it. But if you do, you can use it. So keep going with this, bending and straightening. If you're in your seat and not able to stand, then I suggest you just do this kind of bending and straightening with your legs in the seat, right? And those raising up onto the toes could happen in your seat as well. All right, one more little bend and straighten. We're going to put them together. We're going to bend and straighten and then come up onto the balls of the feet. So any of you, if you ever took dance before, you probably know this is like a little plie and then a little releve. If you didn't, don't worry about it. I'm just throwing it in there. One more time. All the way up and stay. All right. Now, I'm going to move back just a tiny bit because the next motion I'm going to do is going to be a little tipping over motion. So I'm going to use the back of the chair. I'm going to choose one leg, and it's going to go over with me. I'm going to lean over into the back of the chair and bring that leg up in the back, and then I'm going to come back to standing. The leg does not have to be totally straight. I could do this with a bent knee and come back up. If you are able to and you want to progress this, I could reach down into the seat of the chair instead of into the back. Right? This is making my core work a little harder to control on the way down. You don't have to add that. Some of you might be able to do this without touching, right? So you come down, you almost touch the seat, and then you don't, and come back up. Good, let's switch it to the other leg. You can start it out behind you, get set up. You can start out easy, figure out how it feels. Very normal to have one side of your body feel more capable of balancing than the other. Come back up, so it's always good to kind of just test it out. Reach, if you want to go down into the seat, you can. And back up. One more, maybe you don't touch the seat. You just hover and come back up. Good. Shake it out. You're going to turn yourself to the side of whatever you have. All right, so for this next one, we're going to do that same motion, but instead of going forward and back, we're going to tip over to the side. So my hand's going to stay on the back. My other arm is going to reach out, and this side leg is going to reach out as well. So I'm going to tip over as if I was going to cartwheel right over this chair, and then I'm going to come back up. Tip over and come back up. Keep going with that to make it harder. hand goes into the seat, right? So I gotta go further. To make it harder, don't touch the seat, right? Go over and stop, and then bring yourself back up. If you want to challenge yourself even more, turning your head and looking down and then turning and coming back up. We're going to be doing some of that today. Let's do one more. And come back up. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so you can just turn yourself around. I'm going to move the chair around, and I wanted to show you, you could do this. If you're not able to get up, you can also do this in your seat. Just bring one leg out to the side, use the chair, tip over. You know, you can even pick that leg off and come back. It's about building some core strength through the center. So if you are in your seat, this is what I want you to try as an option. If the leg off doesn't work, you just take the torso. All right, so same deal if you're not already doing it. Other side, tip over and cartwheel. Now, I always joke, listen, we won't do the real cartwheel over the chair until like the 8th lesson. So you got a little time to warm up. If you want to go into the seat of the chair, come back up. If you want to hover it, whoa, and come back up. One more. And come back up. Good. All right. If you have it, let me give you a couple options. Something like my can of oats here, or you could use, see my chair has like a little rung on the seat back. You could use that as well if your chair doesn't have them. You know, just grab something. It could also be, you know, a water bottle. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put this in front of me. Let's see where you can see it. All right. I've got the chair if I needed or wanted to hold on to. You can also hold on to two things like I'm doing right here. And you're just going to tap with one foot and tap with the other. All right. Just back and forth like that. I want you to go the speed that works for you. Let me show you how it would work if I was doing it in the back of the chair. Same deal. I'm just moving my foot and tapping it up. If this is pretty simple for you, I could challenge you by telling you to tap the top, the actual seat of the chair, right? That just means you got to lift it up further and you got to have more core strength, more balance because the leg is coming higher up. So you take your option that works for you. All right? Next time you put a foot up there, I want you to stay. Now we're not putting a lot of weight on it, especially if it's a if it's an oatmeal box, it's not going to take a lot of weight. So that's why I encourage you to do some of that. See if you can take your hands away from whatever you're holding on to. If you can't take off both, take off one. If you can't take off either, just play the piano. Can you float your foot off of that item, whether it's the chair back, the seat, the can, and stay balanced? More challenge, turn your head. Do it nice and slow. Turn it the other way. Come back. All right, let this foot come down. Same thing, other side. Put the other foot up on top. Start for a second with it. You're feeling your foot touch that thing. All right, I'm going to show it on the rung of the chair here. You could do it just like this or in the seat. Stay. You could do this and turn your head and keep the foot attached to whatever you're touching. Or you could try to float that foot and turn your head. Keep any part of this that you want, throw away any part that's not working for you. Good. Come back. All right. Next move we're going to do is a stepping over and back. So we're just going to use that can, or you could even have just a spot on the floor, like a knot in the wood or whatever you have. And you're just going to practice stepping over that item all the way, and then turn around and step over again. All right, so this is practice of, you've got something in your way, you got a curb to step over, or something in the way. Okay, you can decide to make this harder by starting further back, right? I'll show you from the side. I can start further back, so I have to do a bigger step over. I could make this harder by, instead of turning myself around, I could step backwards over the thing. All right? If you don't want to make it harder, you don't have to. We're going to do the same exercise from the side. All right? Feel free to have something to hold on to. If you're feeling nervous about this, you could, here, I'll turn this way so you can see. I can put the item here, hold on, I'm just going to step over to the side and back over. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that. You can keep it. I want you to really challenge yourself to pick up your foot, both feet, to go over all the way. Sometimes when we do this exercise in class, I'll notice that second foot wants to just cheat behind. I want to see if you can pick it up and over. Because every time we do this, we're challenging our balance on one foot while our leg and body is moving. If you want to make this harder, turn your head. Doesn't matter which direction while you're doing it. Look up, look down, look to the side. You can mix and match it. Okay, one more. Good. All right. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to get myself a little bit of water, see if anybody had any questions. Yes, somebody said, what is the crescent-shaped object? I told a little story as we were getting ready. This is a moon created by artist Tommy Simpson. It was in a Pilobolus piece from the year 2000. And I got to perform in it, and I got it gifted to me by the artist, which was awesome. Okay, so we're going to practice just walking, all right? If you are not able to walk and you are in a seat, then I want you to practice taking some marching steps, like as if you were walking, and turning your head, because this is what we're going to be doing, standing up. I don't want to neglect. I really need like 4 people demonstrating with me. If you are able to walk, you could do this holding on and just not walk as far, right? You could be up against a countertop or turn around. Use the space that you have. If you want to make it harder, of course, no hands. Harder still, turning your head, like we were doing with those steps, side to side, or you could take it a backwards walk. So just walking whatever way works for you. Hold on if you need to. Turn your head. If that makes you feel dizzy, just keep it straight forward. One more pass. All right. So we're going to go beyond the walking pattern to a little crisscross step. So you might want something to hold on to, and you might find that you can do that with 2 things or 1 thing. I'm going to stand on one foot. I'm going to take this foot off the ground and crisscross it over so my legs are totally crossed, and then I'm going to bring it back. Then I'm going to try that with the other side. Bring it up, crisscross it all the way over, bring it up, bring it back. So if I needed something to hold on to, I might turn myself towards my chair so that my hands could stay on it all the time. Bring it up and bring it over, and then the other side. If you don't need anything, arms can be out, they can be on your hips, whatever feels good. Okay, this time we're gonna go up and over, just like we did before. But we're going to land that foot on the ground and keep going. That leg that's behind is going to step back together. So I'll show it to you with the other side. Try to stay in the screens. Crisscross it up and over, and then shift weight onto that foot, and then the other leg comes back. All right, so it's kind of just one leg crosses, and then finish and come back. Now, some of you might say like, oh gosh, I could do this so much faster. But actually, we're going slowly for a reason. So those feet are really having to work, right? If I just was doing this, it wouldn't take a lot of balance. So think about slow motion, slowing it down, shifting weight onto that other leg, and come back. One reason I like to do these kind of crisscross legged motions is because a lot of times when people feel like they are going to fall, it's because their legs have gotten kind of twisted up underneath them. So I like to put ourselves safely in a position where you can practice being tangled up in your legs. All right, if you want to, I want you to take it from this to just crisscross leg and then straight into the other leg. The one in the back is going to come around to the front. We're just going to crisscross over and over again, like you're braiding your legs. If this doesn't work for you, keep doing what we were doing before. Keep going, everybody. And you can do this in your seat as well. Just cross and get those legs crossed. Bring it up and cross. All right, so you're kind of doing that same motion. If this is super easy still, keep it slow. Turn your head. Doesn't matter which way you're going to go. Turn your head. Turn your head. One more. And then bring your feet back underneath you. All right, so I don't know if this made anybody else think of it, but it's kind of like a grapevine motion that maybe you've done before. So crisscrossing our legs and weaving it. If you don't know grapevine, then I'm just going to show you. You're going to step out with one leg and then crisscross this leg behind and then step out. And then maybe you crisscross it in front. And then we're going to come back because I'm out of space. Crisscross and out. So you're just weaving your legs one time in front and one time in back. If you already know this move, go for it. If you don't, you can keep it slow. If you want to make it harder, I want you to try turning your head as you cross your feet. Doesn't matter which way. Don't worry about that part. And don't worry about matching me or, oh, I forgot and I went forward twice instead of back. Don't worry about it. Okay, one more. All right, last week we did a little walking turn. So we're going to do that to the side. So I'm going to step out. My feet are just like they're walking. I'm turning myself around. And then I come back and face the front. I'm going to do the same thing going the other way. Turn, 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 and stop. So if this makes you dizzy, just do another grapevine, right? Walking turn. Moving your head and your eyes while you are moving through space challenges your balance. If you want to make this harder, as you finish the turn, pick that foot up off the ground and then come back. Turn, turn, turn. See if you can float the foot off the ground. Let's do two more. Go back. You could skip that balance if you want to, or just do the toes on the floor. And one more time. Turn, turn. Toes on the floor. Good. So we're going to put all that together. We're going to do two of everything. Two grapevines, two turns with a balance at the end. All right. So start on whatever side you want to. You know, both of these screens look different to me, so it really doesn't matter which side you're starting on. Starting with the grapevine. So that weaving step, crisscrossing your legs. You can do whatever you want to with your arms. Turn your head if you want to. And then come back. Grapevining. And then turn it around. See if you can come to that balance and turn it around again. And see if you can come to that balance. Let's do all that again. Grapevine. So if you're really feeling good, you could throw a balance at the end of the grapevine. Turning your head if you want to challenge yourself. Turn around one way. Find that balance if you want to. You could be wild with the leg, do whatever you want to, turn the other way. And balance. Good. Both feet underneath you, whether you're sitting or standing, take a moment, reach those arms up again. Bring them down. Hands come to your knees, roll round forward as much as you can. I'm supporting myself with my hands here, but if you have it in you, you can move further down. Roll it back up. Hand on the hip. Side bend, stretch over. If you're seated, that hand could be in your chair. And come back up, other side. And come back up. We're going to do hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers back here. Open up the elbows. Maybe the hands stretch off the back. Maybe you're able to lift your chest up. Let it go. We want to stretch these calves and feet. So I want you might have something to push against, so the counter or the chair back. Step back with one foot, heel going down into the floor. So my front knee's bent, my back leg is straight. I'm keeping my legs in the same position, front and back. Now I'm going to straighten up my front leg a little bit and bend my back leg. So what this does just changes the stretch on that calf in the back. And then step forward, change your feet. Go back into that lunge, front leg bent, back leg straight. And then shift it, bend the back knee. It's not a lot, just a little bit. And coming back and stepping forward. If you have something that you can put your foot up against, like the wall, and really flex that foot, ball the foot up against the wall, and then I'm just pulling the base of my big toe down towards the floor. So all I'm doing is stretching my toes back. I really would want to be facing this wall, but I'm just trying to turn so you can see me. And then switching to the other side, same thing. Put my foot up there, and then I just kind of drag it down. It will be bending your toes back towards the top of your foot. So you go to where it works for you. And come back. So we did it. A couple of things I want to just remind you all. Try to move your body a little bit every day, even if it's just, sitting here, massaging through your feet, wiggling your toes, making space, spreading the toes out either with your hand or with, if you give yourself a pedicure with those little things, putting it in there. There are, I looked it up last night, but I can't remember, so many different bones and ligaments and muscles in the feet. And you want that, all of these things, they're your first, they're like your foundation of balance. So if you are sitting a lot, take your shoes off if you can. Wiggle your toes, move it around, right? Another thing, I personally got to take a class last night, and we were doing some eye training, looking at the peripheral vision, side to side, up and down on the diagonals. We might do some more of that next week. Because we're spending so much time on our screens and we're just focused straight forward, right? So we're not getting all of this peripheral vision. So thinking about that, trying to get your eyes away from that, walk around, do something. If you're able to go outside where you can have things in your vision, also really, really good for balance. We will be back here 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I am also doing a balance class with Fairfield University's Quick Center. The next one is April 28th. That is a Tuesday at 11. If you go to their website, Quick Center, these are called quick sessions. We're doing those. We're also doing some happy hour presentations and discussions with the artistic directors of Pilobolus. Matt and Renee will be talking about some different topics, showing some video and talking about process. We'd love to have you join us there. It's open for everybody. And we'll save these on our story. So if you're on Facebook, you can see them all the time. On Instagram, it'll be here for the next 24 hours if you want to share it with anybody. And we're working on getting some of these balance videos put up on our YouTube channel so that they'll live on, and you can share that with, you can look at them or you can share them with friends or family who might need it. Check out our website. We just released a new full-length video of a classic piece called Gnomon, made in 1997. That is up on our website in its entirety. You can see the piece, and there's a little spot if you feel so moved. You can donate. I'm already seeing some friends on here who have given us some donations. Thank you so much, Anya, and there may be others that I didn't catch, but you can see video there. We also posted a video of the classic piece, Walk Linden, one of the very first pieces they ever made in Pilobolus. And it is up at ASAP CT, a partner here in Litchfield County, and they are sharing that as part of their art profile. So, and we posted it on our Facebook and Instagram as well. So check us out. We miss seeing you guys, and I can't wait to see you soon. Take care.